We are going to do an oil change on this Land Rover because my driveway is on a rather steep incline, as you can see. Well, maybe not so much there. Let's have a look. Yeah, as you can see, the driveway is on an incline, so to get the car level I have to use some jack stands, and the front is supported with our trusty off-road bottle jack on a hefty piece of wood. Okay, so what do we do? First thing we need to do is remove the engine cover. You do that by simply lifting here and pulling the cover towards you. So next, what do we need to do? We need to identify where the filter is. Right there. Note 25.6 Newton meters for the torque. That's when we finish. And the filler, which is right there. A little bit of a shop towel pushed into the filler hole here, and we'll just clean around the filler lid. Cleanliness is next to godliness as far as engines are concerned. Look after the little things and the big things will take care of themselves. So as you can see, normal MityVac, we use this size hose, which is going to suck oil from this one here. All the way, push down, nice and firm. Next, push this into here until we get a nice airtight seal, and then we pump. There's always a little bit of oil that stays inside of the oil filter cartridge, so once we've released this, let it drain for 5 minutes and then suck out the dregs again. Oil filter wrench, extension and ratchet. This should not be super tight. If it is, it's a problem. Place it on only. We break the seal and just lift. So several pumps, as you can hear. Sounds like the car's taking a pee. Gently lift. And there is the oil filter. In this kit, what do we get? We get our new filter, 2 O-rings, one here, one here. Also, this O-ring, which is for the top of the cover. Right here. If you're given an O-ring on your kit, change it. These sometimes get nicked. They get hard, they get brittle. Last thing you want is for it to start weeping. Then it just makes a mess. So, to remove our oil filter from the cartridge, just a little pull. So, to get an O-ring off, pinching motion. Be careful of the thread, you don't cut your fingers. Like that. You don't need to use any tools, you run the risk of damaging stuff. If you absolutely must, then do, but just be careful. Next, inspect our thread. There shouldn't be any damage to it. If there is, I advise you to buy a new one. Also, double check for any cracks. They're going to happen along here, all the way around. That's fine. So, new O-ring. A little bit of oil. Just to lubricate it a little bit. Then, place it on. There. Around. And you can roll these. They'll normalise when you get on. There you go. Next thing is this. I don't know if you can see properly, but inside there's some little tabs. that coincide with this. So we put our filter on till it goes click. We can't rotate it. So while we're waiting for this, get another couple of emergency pumps. Let's check the other stuff. This is our coolant reservoir. It's difficult to see, but cold fill line is here and we are good. This one is power steering fluid. You can see we're just underneath the max. Let's have a look at our brake fluid. And brake fluid is here, which is max, as you can see right there. Okay, we are going to get an oil sample and send it off to Blackstone Labs just to see how it is. This car's got about 4,500 miles on its oil, and we'll just see what state it's in when it comes back. Pour, leave about ½ inch at the top for expansion, because oil does expand. Remember, not too fast. Up to the shoulder, there we go, perfect. Straight away, seal it tight. Try the rest of this. Little orange book, not little black book. Capacity is all information. Engine oil with a filter change, 8 litres. We're in the glorious United States of America, and this comes in quarts, 4.73 litres. What do? We measure. So put this in. Okay, that's it. We're full. A little bit of oil from our funnel. There's an O-ring on here, needs to be sealed. Dampen it down. Put this on. Twist. Shop towel. Give a wipe. Poor thing has a hard life under here. Wipe off some dust while you're at it. It's okay. Oil filter in here. Inspect. Just run your finger, not on the threads, on the actual shoulder at the top, the shiny bit, or the dull part. That's where the O-ring seats. We need to make sure that that's nice and smooth and there's no nicks. Take a little bit of oil on your finger from the fresh oil on this seal and on this seal. Just want to dampen them down so they're nice and shiny. Do the same with the larger ring. Remember, lubrication for the win. Now, this is the thing, we don't need to force it. If you can't feel that the thread hasn't gone on right, just turn it backwards until it feels nice and easy. There we go. Slowly turning it by hand. This is where I go and get the wrench, because it's getting a bit stiff. That's it. It's not tight. The O-ring is what seals. It's the O-ring that stops the oil coming out, not screwing it right the way down and getting it bar tight. You can feel the top lip just goes flush with the filter housing. Big old white poor thing. Doesn't get much love under here. Let's put the covers back on. We need to do the one for the electronics and the engine cover. Now it's time to give yourself a pat on the back because you've done an oil change.